Please welcome Taj, Taryll, and TJ Jackson.
How you doing, guys?
Hi, how are you guys?
I love, first of all, you guys are like royalty sitting here, but you guys all got that Jackson look. No doubt about it. How are you guys?
We are great. How are you?
Good. Let's talk about this docuseries. Is this the first time you've ever been approached to do something like this?
It wasn't the first time we've been approached to do it. We've actually been approached many times over the years, but this was the first time that we were able to do it our way, without strings attached, and it's completely real.
What does that mean? Because I can only imagine being a Jackson, you have been approached so many times, and cameras and being on camera has been a part of your life since day one. You say you get to do it on your terms this time. What are your terms for a show like this?
Well, go ahead, Taj.
Just completely honest and kind of letting down that wall, because I think it's time for people to really get to know our family, you know, and things have been written, lies and stuff like that, and we're kind of, you know, we want to dispel those rumors because they're not true.
It does seem like there's always somebody trying to get a piece of the Jacksons. Somebody's, I mean, just when we think one thing's over, we hear another one. How do you guys handle that?
It never gets easy. It never gets easy, and you only you kind of have to choose your battles. Up until now, you know, like Taj and Taryll said, the world has been able to write whatever they want about us, and that's why it was an important project for us. Because when it goes down in history, I don't want people thinking we were one way when we weren't.
Yeah.
What's the? Oh, you want to go ahead?
No.
Sorry. Tell me what's the most helpful thing about carrying the Jackson name, and what's the hardest part about carrying the Jackson name?
I would think just the lies. You know, the lies is the hardest, and there's a little pressure. You know, I'm not going to lie.
Just
there's
a little.
A little bit.
Just a slight. You know,
We've heard of the Jacksons.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, and it's almost like we don't really think about it as much. It's like we're not really, you know, nervous on stage as much. But when they say like, "How's it feel like Michael Jackson played here in Jacksons?" and then it starts to like you start to think about it. You're like, okay, now I'm nervous. You know?
Yeah.
There's that fine line too, because we don't want to complain, because, you know, we're in a position that a lot of people would want to be in as well. So at the same time, it's like we're grateful for being Jacksons, and there are privileges, and there are, you know, people are interested in hearing what you have to say when, you know, it's not that for everyone else.
And can I say something real quick?
Sure.
I'm looking on the screen and I'm seeing all the Jackson pictures, and I just want to thank you, because that was the start. And I think they don't get enough credit, the brothers, because I was just in Gary. Indiana, and what they came through in the late 60s and 70s as brothers and as a family is something I think the world forgets.
Oh, yeah.
We should mention that you are Tito's sons.
Yes.
Yeah, Tito's sons. So that's where you come. And speaking of the children, TJ, you're a co-guardian of Michael's children, correct?
I am.
Will we see them in this series?
You know, it's tough, because when we first decided to do this docuseries, we sat them in a room and told them what we were doing. And two of them in particular got really excited and wanted to be in it, asking if they could be in it, which wasn't the response we were looking for. We just want to tell them what we were doing. And at one point, you know, you have to kind of decide. You can't penalize them because of who they are. You know, you can't say, because, you know, we do a lot of stuff with our cousins and our family. So when we're going on trips, you can't say because your father's this one, you have to stay here. Meanwhile, we're all going to have a time of our lives. I don't want any of my cousins to ever feel like they're not part of my family. And that's something I strongly believe in.
I'm a child of the 80s, and I remember being a kid and telling my parents that I wanted to be bad, you know, after watching the video.
Great.
What's it like growing up and Michael Jackson, the biggest pop star of all time, is your uncle?
Oh, man.
It's incredible, you know. And since you brought up Bad, I miss so many jokes, memories, laughter. I remember, since you brought up Brad, I remember he was growing his hair out longer, and we asked him why his hair was growing out. He said he was playing Tarzan in the next movie. But that's just it never made sense. But then when I saw the Bad picture in the video, it made sense.
I love that.
But he's just always joking with so much laughter with him. It was always about the fun.
Him as an uncle was amazing. And my brothers and I are so blessed to have the privilege to be his nephews.
Well, I'm sure you're going to make him very proud when we see this series on Lifetime. Tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night. We've got a lot more Jacksons coming out for the rest of us to love. The Jacksons' Next Generation premieres Friday night on Lifetime.